Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Zamora and I am a student of UAT. Today I will be talking to you about my Zip project. In order to do that, I'll give you a little bit of introduction of who I am and what I do every day and the reason to my project. Um, I am currently located here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I am a business account manager for Verizon Wireless, and my role in my job is literally to assist customers review their accounts, suggest technological, products that Verizon has more so than just like tablets and phones, but also software, voice over IP, and other platforms. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you today is because ever since obviously this pandemic and Corona happened, our life changed. The way we do business changed, and I saw an opportunity to really analyze how we interact with everybody and how we interact with our loved ones, with our work. Everything became a Zoom call. Everything became a calendar invite that you would receive, and obviously we will have a video conference. I think that was somewhat of an evolution of the way we interact with people. But I think that that's something where there's room for improvement, right? There's room for exploration for other platforms, and that's kind of where my project started kind of really shaping and taking form of what I really wanted to do to not only improve the way I do business, but also to improve hopefully the way a lot of people interact in the business world. So today what I wanted to do was literally take you guys through somewhat of a brief, high level concept of what my project entitles, what I'm going to be doing, and obviously, kind of give you a step by step of what the process could potentially look like for this project. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this a little bit for you guys and literally kind of start diving into somewhat of the project of what we're talking about here today. So um, like I said, my name is Jamie Zamora, and I'm actually a virtual reality, augmented reality bachelor's degree student for UAT. And that's kind of where I wanted to dive into for my potential project, obviously Zip, that I'm working on today. So as you can see, I have somewhat of a close, I would say, analogy of what I'm trying to approach here. So the title of my project is called Virtual B2B Verizon. And once again, that's kind of really what I do today. I work for the B2B department for Verizon, and I work with customers, business customers, try to, demo products, try to kind of really connect and close the gap from their technological needs to our products. So that's something that really kind of started coming up more and more when we were doing video conferencing. And I was really, I'm really struggling on demoing certain products or maybe illustrating certain platforms or concepts that I believe are important to the customer to understand before they purchase or make a buying decision, right? So that's really kind of where everything started. And as you can see here, obviously we have a very unique product, and I wouldn't say I'll call it product. I would say call it concept for a VR, and those are the Google VR carton, which as you can see here, I actually have one of them, and that's part of the picture. And it's something that is going to play a big factor in my project. The idea of my project is literally being able to replace the video conferencing that we're doing today with a virtual space where you can I meet, and I can pretty much navigate you through a virtual reality experience, showcase some of the products that we offer in Verizon Wireless, whether it's showing you in scale what it looks like to be, the difference between, a Samsung and an iPhone, the size, be able to kind of look at the scale, but also be able to look at a process, right? So, if I'm talking about a call flow on your, voice over IP, I want to be able to show you what the phone looks like. I want to be able to kind of see, hey, listen, if this rings here, it can ring over there, and demonstrate concepts that are somewhat complex, but more importantly, with the power with virtual reality, it could be easy to illustrate. And when I say easy, is the illustration portion of it. Now, I've been lucky enough to dive into some of the courses for Unreal Engine, and really kind of start diving into the powerful, you know, features of illustration and allowing the user to really navigate or be navigated, for lack of better words, into a concept, right? So not too much of a game, but really just more of an illustration of a concept, or being able to kind of somewhat see and touch. So the idea was, and really the concept of my project is to, from A to Z, me being able to send you a calendar invite, you being able to click on a link, via your phone, and literally dive into the virtual reality while I'm navigating it, right? So while I'm navigating you through a process or a world. So uh, I know it kind of seems a little bit of a, far fetched, but if you allow me, I'll kind of go ahead and start kind of diving into what I've been working on, and some of the things that I believe are somewhat near to my concept, and obviously start diving into it as well. So first of all, virtual reality, right? So, being able to connect the customer or the end user via a link, via me sending you a link to your phone, and kind of connecting the concept, and me being able to, hey, listen now, put your 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 headphones on, put your headset on, or more importantly, using this type of concept, put your cell phone in here and join me into this video conference that I'm looking to do. So I'll kind of walk you guys through it, a little bit of what I've been working on today, and more of an encoding standpoint, more of a platform standpoint, what I've been working on Real Engine. So um, some of the things that are kind of crucial here is obviously the dynamics, right? So the dynamics of this platform. So this is a quick example of a very easy, I would say, world that I've created, and I've created plenty, but obviously you can really manipulate somewhat of what the architectural would look like, right? So being able to design a store, design a world where the customer can come in, and obviously navigate to it. Now, as you start looking into this platform and also this world, I think it's important to really dive into the concept. Well, Jamie, how would you send this to a customer? And one of the things that really kind of came up, and I'm diving into, is obviously that calendar invite. So before I really start showing you the world, I would kind of like to show you how would I would get you there, right? And kind of where I'm at, and as far as concept. So let me go ahead, and what I'm gonna try to do is hopefully disconnect the camera here of this platform that I'm recording, and kind of jump into one of the recent purchases by Verizon Wireless. And we're all very common and use Zoom at some point, but there are some other platforms like Microsoft Teams, and now this platform is called Blue Jeans, that allows you to somewhat of send an invite, for a video conference to somebody. So I want to showcase kind of what the, somewhat of the step by step of what it will look like from my end to the end user, to have them join. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this real quick for us. That way I can go ahead and show you guys, what it looks like from, the end user. So right here, obviously, I am switching to the Blue Jeans platform, which it recognizes my camera. Say I'm about to go ahead and send an invite to you or to an end user. I'm gonna go ahead and start my meeting, right? So obviously the meeting starts. I'm usually asked, and a lot of those platforms are asking me to obviously, hey, do you want to initiate with your camera, with your microphone? Very, very common, very used to it. Now, as you start looking into it, I'm gonna copy this link, and I'm gonna go ahead and, I could potentially email it to you. I can text it to you. I can do many things, but the good news is that that we have so many platforms right now that I could use. I actually have a very simple way to send a link to my phone using the WhatsApp app, connected to my computer. So technically speaking, I say I just got the text that requires me to join your meeting, and obviously, sure enough, It is showing up in my phone. It's asking me to join. I'm gonna go ahead and join this meeting now. Until now, you probably are very, very used to. Let me go ahead and apologize for that. A little bit of echo. But as you can see now, obviously I'm video conferencing, with my PC, me being the moderator, now you being the user, but obviously, you have um, the device, right? Now, the idea here is that you get this little device, and now I'm live, right? Now, keep in mind that that obviously it depends. This is a very rough structure of a carton, but I wanted to really dive into the carton um, because the cost. So that's something that I really wanted to make sure that whoever platform that I'm using, it's able to do that, right? So um, that to me is important. Now the idea at this point is being able to showcase Unreal Engine as I'm sharing my screen with the end user, right? So now the end user is literally I'm share screening, my screen where they can see obviously in their phone that is now plugged um, in the Google Carton, and I can go ahead and start literally the experience, right? So obviously you're seeing this right now. I am sharing my screen, but technically speaking, if I was to stop the share, I can go ahead and go back to, obviously my screen here. So um, I wanted to make sure that concept came across a little bit where I was able to send a link, I was able to receive it in my phone, I was able to initiate as a moderator, the video conference is going through a carton. I am technically still in that conference call. As a moderator, I can share my screen, and then everything that I'm sharing will show in my mobile. My mobile being 4G LTE connected or Wi-Fi connected. Now, I still got to dive into changing um, the platform to make sure that the end user gets a virtual reality output, but I'm technically controlling whatever he's saying by share screening for my PC. So that's so far where my concept is at um, from a logistics standpoint. And as you guys can see, um, there is a way to get from point A to point Z, right? So, obviously, I can go ahead and architecturally design a world that would allow me to showcase products by having the end user, obviously me navigating the user, and obviously this could potentially be anything. This could be a store. I can have messages that would allow me to do that, and obviously really evolve into an experience for the customer. So that's one of the many things that I thought as far as being able to showcase for the customer um, that experience. So I have to apologize. I'm jumping between cameras. I'm jumping between platforms right now just to be able to showcase this to you guys. But technically speaking, you know, as far as the concept, as far as the roadmap goes, I'm able to, you know, somewhat pinpoint the direction of the project. I believe that, you know, having, you know, with the help of coders, graphic designers, we can really get into a virtual space that could potentially be as easy as sending an invite via some of those platforms. You know, like Blue Jeans, like Zoom, and obviously, you know, Microsoft Teams. So at that point, you know, we can start really talking about how much attention I have from the customer. We can even develop, and that's something that I've thought about developing a survey that would measure at the end of the meeting of the virtual meeting, measure, you know, somewhat of what was attained, you know, by the customer. You know, was it, you know, was it, you know, between the unknown product that they had before versus after the meeting, did they learn, you know, I can really start measuring what they learned, and obviously see from there, you know, if it was actually impactful for me to develop this digital world, which I believe right now with everything that's going on, I think would be very impactful, you know, to simulate somewhat of a real store, or explain a real concept for the customer. But yeah, that's really it from my end. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to do, but I think with the right help and with the right people in the right places, I should be able to kind of, you know, take this, you know, through the finish line and be able to complete that. So thank you so much for your time, and obviously for everything that you guys, anything as far as feedback that you guys can provide, that'd be great. Thank you once again, Jamie Zamora.